Okay, Matt, we've got three big wagons here which are all so different. We're sort of thinking, can we really compare them? But similar money in a way, even though this is a bit cheaper. And they all seat 7 people, and we'll give them a go.
Yeah, well, when you look at the history, Fraser, Patrol and LandCruiser, traditional rivals.
Yeah, classic
Land Rover
rivalry.
Discovery came in later
Yep.
and was always up there as a 7-seat family wagon.
Yep.
Do anything. All these cars now are up around the $100,000 mark.
Yep.
2 of these are more than 100 grand.
Yep.
Patrol gives you a bit of change.
Yep.
So yeah, the market's changed a lot, but it's still got the 3 nameplates there that are great rivals.
Yeah, absolutely. But in the Patrol, I mean, that's a bit unloved because it's petrol only, and people just can't see past buying a petrol car anymore. They just have to buy diesel. But when you look at the equipment it's got and what it costs, it's an attractive package.
Yeah, as I say, it's the only one there that's less than $100,000,
Yep.
and the performance, blinding over these two.
Yeah, it's a race car engine, isn't it? It's the same family of engines that this is uses for racing, and the V8 supercar.
Yeah, it's good to get them out here in the bush and see how they go.
Yep. This is Nissan's Y62 Patrol. Replaced the Y61, came out about 2010. The big thing about this and previous Patrols is it's not available for diesel engine. There's been talk over the years of a diesel coming, but it hasn't eventuated, and it doesn't look like it probably will eventuate. That's the downside. The good side is that this V8 is a sensationally good engine, except for the fact it's quite thirsty. Makes about 300 kilowatts, and that's it's almost like a race car performance. In fact, the engine is the same engine family as used in Nissan's V8 supercars, race cars. It's backed by 7-speed automatic, and it's got on-demand full drive. So it drives all 4 wheels on the road, but proportions it as needed. You go to high 4 where you lock the centre diff, and then low 4. The most notable thing about this thing is its fully independent suspension uses active dampers. Nissan call it hydraulic body motion control. It does 2 things. On road, it stops the thing body rolling a lot, so it handles really flatly for a big heavy car. Off-road, it forces the wheels up and down to follow the terrain, so it's a bit of a win-win on-road and off-road. We're driving Land Rover's all-new Discovery here. This is what you'd probably call Discovery 5 if Land Rover had stuck with their naming from the previous models, but they've dropped the number. But whichever way you look at it, it is all brand new from the ground up. The big thing about this car, it's an aluminium monocoque, which means it's constructed of one piece, it hasn't got a separate chassis. And it's very light, and it saves about 500 kilograms over the previous Discovery, and that brings benefits in terms of fuel economy, performance, off-road ability, braking, handling. I mean, weight's the enemy of everything in cars, so you save weight, you fix all sorts of stuff up. This particular one's got a V6 turbo diesel, 190 kilowatts, 600 newton meters, driving through a 8-speed ZF gearbox. Fully independent suspension, height adjustable with air as per the previous Discovery. It's essentially the same platform as used in the current Range Rover and Range Rover Sport, which places it in a really good thing because it's an expensive bit of technology that's filtered down to a less expensive car rather than having a more expensive car built on a cheaper platform. driving Toyota 200 series LandCruiser here. Of the 3 cars in this test, this is the oldest one. It's been around for about 10 years. It's also the most traditional. It's separate chassis and it's got a live axle at the back, whereas the other 2 have got independent suspension at the back. Powered by Toyota's now fairly long-serving 4.5 litre V8 diesel, twin turbo, driving through a 6-speed gearbox, full-time 4-wheel drive. This is a top spec Sahara model, so 120 grand plus on-road costs. Got everything that opens and closes. Probably a few things you don't even need, but that's the way these sort of top-end cars are. They're just loaded with equipment. Getting near the end of its lifespan, we expect a replacement for this car within probably 1 or perhaps 2 years. Still does everything you want. It's a big, comfortable car, fantastic off-road, good to drive on-road, can't really go past it. Okay fellas, we've been driving these 3 cars for a couple of days now, had a bit of on-road, off-road, a bit of everything. What are you thinking? I like this Discovery, a lot of ways. It's light, handles well on road, it's good off-road. A couple of glitches from the practicality point of view, but it's a good thing.
Discovery's pretty good, but you know, when it's compared against these 2, it could do with a V8.
I reckon so too, mate. The big V8 diesel in this Cruiser is just perfect. Been around for a long time.
Both of them are too thirsty, even the Cruiser.
Yeah, but this thing's 30 grand cheaper than that, so it buys you a lot of unleaded.
Yeah, but you don't need all the options on this.
You don't need to buy the top spec of this either.
Yeah, but you only save a little bit then. You only save 4 or 5 grand. You can get this down at about the same price as that without all the silly options on it.
Yeah, this will still outrun it anywhere.
Same with this Cruiser, mate. It's got a big tank, long loping V8 diesel. I'd much rather take this out in the outback than I would that thing, for sure.
Yeah. Even your diesel's not as quick as this beast.
No, it's not, mate. I don't have to stop as
Well, nothing's as quick as that.
This thing's a sports car compared to those 2.
Yeah. It is to a point.
The Discovery's a bit sporty in the handling, but this thing's certainly got the acceleration.
It has, mate. It definitely has.
Sounds good too.
Yeah, it does. It sounds really good. In that deep sand down there, you really hear it roar.
Yeah, for sure. The Cruiser just does everything well though, I reckon. Like, it does everything perfectly, but it does everything always reliably, and that's what you want when you go out in the middle of nowhere, I reckon.
It is true. It's a proven package.
Yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, but the same token, it's proven because it's been around for 10 years now, and I reckon in this company it's starting to show its age.
Oh, mate, we sort of make excuses for people a bit older than the rest of us, don't we? So, the same, so it's still going strong. So
no, look, I agree with Matt. This is the first time I've driven a 200 and think this is starting to show its age a little bit.
yeah.
And I almost thought that from the minute I picked it up.
Yeah, I reckon the main thing for me is the fold down seats in the back and eating up that cargo space, where these other vehicles are a bit more clever with their storage and everything else. But I mean, it still drives well, it still handles okay. A few little tweaks to it and you can take it other side of Australia and back, no worries at all.
But you probably wouldn't buy a Sahara. You get a GXL and you got a bit of money to put a bar on it and decent tyres and what you want.
And I do like those leather heated seats too, mate, so I'd have to tick the option box there as well, I reckon.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't think you can get them on GXL, heated leather seats.
Okay.
I wouldn't buy a GXL because you get nothing in that. So.
Yeah, well perhaps the VX is the best option, but
Yeah,
I just think with the Sahara there's a few things on it you're paying for and they don't really do much for you.
Definitely. Whereas this has got a lot of good features in it, which are things you like the heated seats and climate control, and if you've got kids, it's got the DVD players in the back, which are bloody good.
Features for money, this is the winner by a long way.
Yeah.
But as you know, the market doesn't want a petrol engine.
Yeah, but they'll come around.
Well, when all the diesels are banned, they'll have to come around.
Yeah, but all in all, 3 of them are all pretty good cars. You can take them around Australia.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.